Hi, friends. In our time together today, I want us to talk about protecting our hearing as we play our whistles. I know, public service announcement kind of thing, but it's really true. Um, the whistle that we play is a loud instrument, particularly a high whistle. This is the Susato, and it's really loud. I honestly don't like to play it inside because it's so loud. But if I'm outside, my ears are no further from the whistle than when I'm inside. And so that's important for us to think about. So I'm going to talk about some ways to protect our hearing while playing the whistle. I would never say give up playing the whistle to protect your hearing. I'd say protect your hearing while playing the whistle. I wear an Apple Watch for because I like it, but my Apple Watch, like when I'm outside and I'm blowing leaves or cutting the grass or using outside power equipment, my watch will say, "This is a loud environment. You need to protect your hearing." Another time, my watch says, "This is a loud environment and you should protect your hearing," when I'm playing my whistles. And that's a challenge. And so, what are we doing to protect our hearing? A low decibel level of only like 70 to 75 decibels, that's the threshold at which you start having a little bit of difficulties at a table conversation in a restaurant. Sustained exposure to just 80 decibels can lead to temporary hearing difficulties. Maybe after a long life of loud noises, you have some ringing in your ears. Maybe you have lost some of your hearing range. Maybe you wear hearing aids today. There are all kinds of reasons for that, possibly genetic, accidents, but maybe exposure to really loud noises. More than 30 minutes exposure to 90 decibels can actually damage your hearing. Now, so if I were to play the Susato for more than 30 minutes, I could play this easily at 90 and above. And so it's important for us to protect our hearing. Sometimes we say, well, I need a quieter whistle for my pets and for the other people in the house. Not just them, us. We need to protect ourselves. And that's why the Shush folks made the Shush and the Shush Pro line. But even these, the Shush can play at, I think, like the loudest the Shush folks recorded on an actual decibel, not the loudest, but maybe normal. Rats, I didn't ask that. Is like tops out at like 82.9 decibels. Well, I already said sustained 80, anything above 80. But 80 is pretty normal, really. So, what are some things that you and I can do to protect our hearing? And I just want to share a range of things from, ooh, that's pricey, to that's really inexpensive, you could pick up at any DIY store. Now, my first option for you is if you're self conscious, you may not want to drive down this route in public. But at what point, I ask myself, at what point does my self-consciousness get in the way of protecting my hearing? I received a year ago these Bose headphones for protecting my hearing. And they are really nifty. The way they work, I wonder if I can wear them with my hat. Oh, that works. Just adjust it a little bit. The way these work is they actually identify the sound coming in, and they produce alternate sound waves to counter that in a way that a loud sound doesn't reach your ears. Well, I haven't turned them on yet. I'm going to turn them on. Okay. Yeah, it was telling me. It's telling me my battery is 70%. See, that doesn't look too disgusting, but you'd look silly maybe in public. But Now, playing that, I don't like to play that when the headphones are off. And I've got different modes. I've got it on transparent right now so I can hear myself and things outside. Ah, oh well. That does not sound loud with these on, which is really awesome. See, I could play all day long and not hurt myself because I've got these on. However, I'm turn them off. However, the Bose headphones and similar, competitors, you're going to pay as much for those as a really good whistle. Do you save up to protect your hearing? Do you save up for a good whistle? Or do you take steps in that direction? So another option is there are other competitors. I got these for my birthday, Loop Switch 2. Now, the Loop, it's a little cute case. The Loop things come with different size earbuds, and they've got technology inside. What they do is these are designed for people that work in loud environments, musicians, concert goers. You take this, and it's the right and the left, and it has 3 modes. And so you find it in there, you stick it in, you turn it slightly. So you knew I was wearing the Sony or the Bose. Sony has a product too. But you don't necessarily know I'm wearing these, do you? Ha! Now these won't protect my hearing. Oh shoot. There you go. You put them in and you twist it. These won't protect my hearing just as much. Let me turn them up. They've got 3 settings, like I said. Nowhere near as sound as decibel reduction as the Bose, but they're better than they reduce the decibels enough to be really helpful. And so I practice with these. I used to practice with other things. Remember, I said you could get cheaper things at a DIY shop. So these are like, oh rats, I forget. It's a birthday present, like I said. These are 50, 60 bucks, 55 maybe. And they make slightly less expensive options, but I wanted these because they got the best reviews from a musician standpoint. So they have cheaper options that you could get, but it was my birthday, so I wanted the better. So 60 was great. Now you can get cheaper options. I got these. You get a bag of these for nothing at the local DIY shop. And what you do with these is you squish them up a little, lift and pull, insert. Don't just squish it. What you want to do is you want to feel it expanding and closing your ear cavity again. If you're leaving gaps in there, that is not good at all. So do that. This is what I've always done. Now, the challenge is, I'll tell you in a second. Whew, that makes me realize how well the Loop worked, because that is not a lot different than just playing the whistle. See, these are simply foam, and what they do is they try to slow down the impact of the sound waves coming in. And that's okay, but it doesn't do much. You don't want to know the formula, but there are formulas that let you know how effective these really are. You might buy these in a DIY shop, and it might say that they reduce decibel levels up to 20, but what it the actual effectiveness calculation is that it's going to do about half that, a little less than half that actually. So some other things you could do. If it's going to be reduced, you might as well get, here are some other really cheap ones. It's funny, these are called Heroes. Here, get it? Heroes. These are just fatter, and they've got a stem, and so you squish them up, again, pull up, out, get that, the stem's good. Always be careful sticking something in your ear. Don't stick something in your ear that's, like, don't stick it so far in you're going to hurt yourself. Always read the instructions. So, all right. It is better than these. Not as good as the loop, but I can actually tell that those are doing a reasonable job. Now, I'm going to set these aside because I've got another recommendation. And then there's another thing here. This is also from the folks at Heroes. These are hearing things on a string. And see, that one is like a little thing, little cups. And it's meant to be inserted gently. And the reason the cups get bigger is because everybody's ear canal is not the same size. Don't jam it in there and hurt your ears. All right, got that in. Make sure you follow the instructions, get it positioned like they say. And if they say do a, like, can you hear yourself talking now differently? These are a little more effective, but they have a higher rating. All right, now, take those out. Let me show you one other idea. All right, the other idea is just, when you're practicing at home by yourself, please don't worry about how you look. This is just, I got these are like safety headphones to wear when I'm working in the yard. Back, I think I got these when I still had a chainsaw. We live in a house where I don't cut down trees anymore. Yay! So you can put these on. Oh, need to take the hat off for that. Bald head time. Ooh, yes. Okay, that works really well. The challenge is I look like I'm going to grab my chainsaw or leaf blower, don't I? They're not really as good as the Bose. I mean, the Bose, if I turn them on quiet mode, I can't hear anything. It's amazing. The loop is probably just a smidge different. Maybe a smidge lower or about the same as these. One other thing you could do, oh wow, that's a difference, is take these. If you're really in a really, really loud environment, you take these or any of the other cheaper ones, you put those on, put those in, let them expand properly, make sure they're positioned so that you can tell what's going on, follow the instructions. And then you put these on, and if I'm in the house practicing by myself, I could be as loud as I want. Well, this is when you say, what about pets, family, in the other room? You want to practice your third octave? That's a way to do it. All right. Whew. Put those down. It may seem silly, but my friends, please protect your hearing. I need to protect mine. If you permanently damage your hearing, that's not something that they can fix. If you temporarily damage your hearing, well, you might just get ringing for a long time. Protect your hearing while you play, even if it's something as unnoticeable as the loop designed for musicians or one of their competitors. But when you're practicing in the house, stop worrying about looking silly and do something to protect your hearing. These weren't expensive at all. But if you take a lot of plane rides and or train rides and you want to go a little upmarket, I use these sometimes when editing videos because they also connect to my computer and my phone. And if I turn them on, which I won't do right now, I'd hardly hear myself. My friends, this is helpful for us. I hope it helps you. It's so very important for us to protect our hearing. You want to be able to hear and enjoy that music. We all do. So let's just guard it. Choose one of these options, but please choose one of these options. If you're brand new and checking us out because you're wondering about protecting your hearing, please subscribe and join our amazing community of people learning to play the whistle together. Until next time, my friends, this is Scott Shade. Happy whistling.